back to another episode of the Climb Together podcast. I'm your host, Tony Scorpio, and my co-host, Deception. Deception, say hi.
What up?
This is episode number 137.
Yeah.
Yeah, 137 of the Climb Together podcast. This is a special episode where Tone has a voice mod, aka being sick.
Yep. We're just rotating. It was me for a couple weeks, now it's you for a couple weeks.
Yeah, so I know why my thing is not okay. I was like, why is my microphone not doing what it should be doing? It's because it's picking up from the wrong mic. Oh my god. Okay, we fixed it now. I was like, why am I so quiet? It's because for some reason my webcam mic keeps being used as my default mic for some reason.
Oh, it does the classic PC thing where it goes to the webcam mic.
Yep.
Randomly.
And I just it's pissing me off. It didn't do this on my last PC. Just saying. So I'm gonna need to get that. I'm gonna need to fix that because it's been doing it a lot lately. It did it to me in Call of Duty. So I was having a because whenever I have like a side conversation with my sisters, I mute my mic so nobody hears it. That way, like it keeps the conversation private, and that way people don't have to listen to the weird conversations that I have with them because they ask weird questions. Deception and I were just talking about this before the podcast. My sisters asked some really weird, really out of pocket questions. Really weird. Crazy. And so I'll just mute my mic. And like the other day, last night, the night before, I was playing Warzone. I've been back on the rebirth grind. Now that I've got my new PC, I actually kind of like popped off last night. It was really good. I was kind of having a game with the sniper. I'm back, baby. I'm back. Right in time for BO7.
Ready for that Warzone integration in like a month.
Yeah, I'm ready for BO7 for sure. I'm back in the swing of Omni Movement Call of Duty. But then it's just like they heard the whole conversation. I was like, I muted my mic, but it turns out it's picking up my webcam mic, was just pissing me off. So.
It just makes me think about all those people that play on like PS5 where like the mic is in the controller and they just like forget to push the button to mute it and they're just in game chat on their controller and you can hear them talking and their controller button presses and all that.
Ugh. I don't know. I need to fix it. Anyway, talking about Call of Duty and BO7. BO7 launches on Friday, November 14th, in 2 days from this podcast. Exciting stuff. It
launches early tomorrow if you decide to do the annual New Zealand vacation flight.
That's true. If you decide to go to New Zealand for a day, for a quick little bit, it launches tomorrow. But personally,
going to New Zealand around this time, it's a good time.
It's a good time to go to New Zealand for sure. Good travel, it's a good spot, great people, good COD culture. Everyone's very hype. A lot of people travel there for Call of Duty every single year. It creates it's a nice little area for the COD grinders. Quick little flight back. Honestly, probably like the quickest flight I've ever seen. Really, super fast airports.
I saw
You're in and out.
Tweet last night that he was like, I'm flying out to New Zealand tomorrow, and it was like a picture of him in bed, and then like he photoshopped a plane with the Black Ops 7 logo and New Zealand on it.
Nice. Yeah, so
dude, I'm excited for BO7.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. So I'm kind of talking a little bit about just some things that are happening with Call of Duty this weekend. I mean, we got the race to prestige, a bunch of different teams competing. Just like last year, in years prior to be the first to master prestige. Since they brought prestige back last year, it's something that really like it blew up. Honestly, it was one of the most watched things across a bunch of different teams that were doing it. There was the Optic one. There was a bunch of other ones too that I can't remember off the top of my head. I know Swisham's on like a team.
Always do one, and they're usually always the ones that win because they got The Doom guys are just a whole
Yeah.
bunch of pub stompers that do nothing but drop like hundreds of kills every game.
And now with the open mosh pit too, like I feel like there's gonna be a different added level to it as well. Cause I feel like it'll be faster. Cause these lobbies are not gonna be as sweaty, so it'll be easier to drop
It'll
these.
make it a
Like,
lot more casual too,
yeah, you don't have to sweat as bad.
like it's sort of like things we've touched on before, but it's like now you're not gonna have like Scump and them playing and like their lobbies become insane because they're really good, and then like somebody like Maniac hops on who doesn't play God very much and he's getting destroyed. He's not having
Yeah.
fun. That's not really gonna happen.
So I think it's something to consider as well when I just think it's a great like content thing too. Like it's a great thing that they've added back into the game, and I'm really excited
Yeah.
that they're continuing it because I honestly was so excited when they added this into
Yeah, that was one of the big draws for a lot of people for BO6 was the classic prestige system, and I think Treyarch did it initially. Um, I think they were planning to do it on BO7 anyway, but I think the initial thing was like, let's bring this back and feel it out and see how people
mm-hmm.
like it. Um, because we hadn't had classic prestige since BO4. Um, so when they brought it back, everybody was excited, but it was one of those things that was like, well, let's hope that like everybody likes it, because if not everybody likes it, they might not do it anymore. And this might have been the one year it came back and the last year it ever happens, and everybody loved it. Um, I know I loved watching the Optic race to Prestige, and I liked having the ability to just keep my rank throughout the year, and I'm really glad they brought it back. Um, they brought it back with, and we'll see. Um, we'll see when we get in the game and like what's already been shown, but they have brought it back with even better rewards, arguably, than last year, especially on the
Mm-hmm.
Prestige Master end.
Yeah. Uh hopefully this year I'll be able to like actually like fully like grind a prestige master. I only got to prestige 5 with Black Ops 6. Mainly because I stopped playing partially way through because my PC just like
I
fried.
got about halfway through Prestige 9 before I stopped playing BO6, really.
Yeah. That's still a pretty good grind though, not gonna lie. Especially like you did all of it in like zombies, which is pretty awesome. Also
Yeah,
sorry.
Zombies, considering it's a game where in this age Zombies gets quite a bit less XP than anything else.
Yeah.
They have serious, like, once you get past like round 20, the XP just falls off really bad.
Yeah. So also, I think it's a fun thing. Also, I'm not going to be talking much today during today's podcast. My voice is definitely raw, and I feel like when I talk for too long, in case you know me, I like to go on my little yap sessions. But like when I do that, I like actually have to like take a break and like cough for like 7 hours. It's kind of bad actually.
Drink some water.
Dude, I've been drinking water all day. I've like bought this like Celsius hydration stuff, which actually does help. It lubricates the
That stuff's
lungs.
good.
It lubricates the throat a little bit. That's pause. And makes it a little bit easier to talk, but it's really
I was
delicious
gonna make a
actually.
joke about that. Did it for me. I don't have to worry
I
about it
got
anymore.
I got I got lemon lime flavor. I feel like a middle aged white woman, with my lemon lime water. Nobody? Alright, cool. Anyway, moving on. um so they did a dev talk. Did you send it to me or
Yeah, I sent it to you.
okay, I'll probably check this. Oh, found it. Found it. And I think
Yeah,
maybe
they talked about they didn't really go in depth with the campaign because obviously they don't want to spoil it, but the thing that they talked about, the one thing about the game that we knew the least about and that we wanted the most answers to. They talked about Endgame, which happens. After you complete the campaign, you load into this. You load into Avalon, which is going to be the BR/Blackout map that comes later in Black Ops 7's life cycle. Um, but you load into Avalon, and it's basically like an extraction shooter, except it's more like it's more like Modern Warfare Zombies, where it's PVE. There's no there's no PvP aspect. You do load in with 32 players into this map, but you all are working together, or at least working together adjacent. Um, you're not going to be fighting other people. Um, but yeah, this mode has a whole lot more depth than I thought it would. I thought it would be very shallow, to be honest. Like, I thought it was basically just going to be, for most people, it was just going to be, hey, here's a massive, expansive map to grind your camos and then never play again. But honestly, like, I feel like the foundation of this is really good, and if they build on it throughout the year, this could be somewhere that you frequently go back um, to enjoy the content, because like they're showing you here, they have like different locations from different games in here, um, and there's a whole lot that you can discover, like Easter egg wise and nostalgia wise on the map, but also um, the big thing about this map is it's broken up into four zones, like how Zombies was broke up into three zones in MW3. This map has four zones, and they're all based on a combat rating system that you get. And basically, your combat rating is determined by what kind of items you get and how far you progress. Um, and as you go up in combat rating, your damage goes up, your health goes up, all that. Um, but it basically goes, you start at zero when you're first playing, or if you end up dying or whatever, you start at zero, and then you end up building until the zone 4 is 45 combat rating. That's the highest combat rating for the zones, but the highest you can be as a player currently is 60. Um, so ideally, if you're maxed out at 60, you should be able to handle like the whole map and be fine. Um, but every time you level up, obviously you get like more combat rating. So all of those stats increase, but you also get like new abilities, and they went in depth. Like you can see, um, there's like more stuff about the abilities, but there's all kinds of like specialist type abilities in here. And every time you level up, you'll get some sort of like advancement that you can make to the ability trees, and you can choose between different ones when you level up. Um, but that aspect of this makes it look pretty good, honestly. Like I seeing this makes me want to jump into the campaign as soon as possible to be able to play this, because I feel like Avalon could be a really good experience, to be honest, with this in game mode.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, I think we should run it together because like there's a co-op campaign in this one too, right? So I think we should run. I think we gotta do it. I mean, if we really like obligated.
Yeah, you do have to complete the campaign. You can, if you have a friend that has completed the campaign, you can join into Endgame, even if you haven't done the campaign. But preferably, you want to complete the campaign so you can just jump in it whenever.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, I since this game is a co-op campaign and I'm not much of a campaign guy, I would much rather play it with somebody else than do it solo.
yeah. Looks kind of sick though. I mean, it's obviously like their attempt to. I think we talked about this before, but it's their attempt to get more people to play the campaign consistently. Because I feel like people play the
I mean, I
campaign
think
once
this
or
is probably
twice,
the
and then
best attempt they've ever made.
yeah.
With there being mastery camos and this at the end.
Mm-hmm. Well, because like people usually play the campaign once, or like they like play through some of it, and then they're like, okay, like I'll go back to the game or whatever. Or they play through and they get their like achievements or whatever that they need to like 100%
Yeah.
achievements, and then they go back to like multiplayer or zombies or Warzone or whatever. So I feel like this is a really good, this is a good different strategy, I guess, to kind of get more people to play the game. Which honestly, I think I think it'll be interesting. I'm excited to give it a shot. Both Endgame and the campaign. I usually try to play the campaign every single year. this year. I'll play it solo, and then Deception and I we gonna do a co-op one. We gotta find like a set day on that because I feel like we should just do it in one fell swoop. So it has to be like on a day. Like I'm not.
I mean, if possible, yeah, that'd be great.
You want to do it on Tuesday next week? I figured
I
out
mean,
class.
if you have like all day to be able to do it, then maybe.
I have class from 2 o'clock to 3:15 on Tuesdays, and that's it.
I don't know. I think the thing about us doing co-op campaign is it's a really just gonna we might just end up having to do it in multiple sessions because unless this campaign is really quick, I don't know if we'll be able to get it done in one run.
Yeah. It's yeah, we'll figure that out. I think it'll be fine with co-op. We're goated. Like I think it'll be fine. So yeah, where am I at right now? What else? They're bringing back a bunch of new guns. They're bringing back a bunch of guns from uh Black Ops 2. Oh, I forgot I didn't have the screen up. We got the Carbon 57, which is the PDW 57, which I freaking all these guns I freaking love. I love all these guns. I love BO2. Dude, BO2, I feel like it's gonna be so good, especially with this game. I am so pumped for. Like I spent $80 on this game. I am a broke person right now. Okay, I don't have $80 to just drop, and I dropped $80 on this game. And you know what? It's not disappointing so far. Okay, we've got the MSMC making its return as the MPC 25. MSMC was my gun. That shit was my gun. I ran that. I ran that every.
MSMC,
Oh.
that is my favorite gun of
Mm-hmm.
all time in any COD game.
Yep.
That is
It's a beautiful,
my favorite gun.
beautiful.
Ever.
Then we've got the VS Recon, aka the DSR 50, also another solid gun. We got the Jagger 45, aka the TAC 45, another solid gun. We've got the Coda 9, aka the Cat 50, Cat 45, aka the fully automatic pistol that people ran and were dominant with. It was like an SFG as a pistol, so much better than the freaking Greznikov or whatever that they've got in fucking this one. But this Cat 45, delicious. Then we got the Peacekeeper. One of the best ARs. Honestly, after you, I think, like, I speak for most people when I say this. In BO2, after you unlock the Peacekeeper, you just ran that as your AR. Like, honestly, like, after that DLC weapon came out, like, you just ran that. Because it was just so much, it was just worth it. And then we've got the M8A1 also. So that's 7 guns from Black Ops 2 that are classic weapons on launch for BO7. Day of launch. So that's 7 good weapons that we already know and love. Launch day, which I'm very excited. AKA Friday or tomorrow if you're taking a trip to New Zealand.
I mean, I don't know. Part of me wants to make a trip to New Zealand tomorrow, but like I don't know. I kind of so last year I did that with the Xbox Game Pass version. I made the trip to New Zealand and therefore like I mean, I streamed for a long time, but like I wasn't really there for a launch. I kind of want to just wait to launch and do like a late night, midnight launch stream, maybe.
Yeah.
I think that might be what I do.
I might.
Because I miss doing that. Because remember, like, I did that for like every COD.
Yeah. You know what I want to do?
Like, the longest stream I've ever done was like 17 hours, and that was Vanguard launch.
I think, okay, hear me out. I'm going to put this out on the podcast because I kind of want some feedback. And you know me, I'm leakage. So I'm probably going to leak it at some point anyway. So there's going to be over break. I'm going to have 2 weeks off of school, 2 weeks off of work. The girls, I think they're also going to be off of school. So I'm going to have them like stay with a family member so I can get like a break from being a parent, you know? So I was thinking, you know what I haven't done in a while?
Really long stream.
A really long stream. I was thinking, you know, I never did a stream that I really wanted to do. And I was thinking maybe I could do a 72-hour stream. Now, I would obviously sleep because homegirl, she's an adult now and she needs sleep. And this week is supposed to be my time to like catch up on sleep and like actually be a functioning human being. But I was thinking like doing a 48 or 72-hour stream because I was talking to Kichi last night and she was like, "Oh yeah, I remember you was this like kid who used to just like do like a 48-hour stream just because." And I was like, "Well, yeah, but now I want to do a 72-hour stream just because." But I'm actually gonna sleep this time. I think I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna go for as long as I possibly
Gonna
can
sleep this
awake,
time.
but I'm gonna sleep this time. And then we'll do like a sleep stream, you guys, because literally my bed's like I literally
You
looking
could
at it
just
right now.
sleep like midway through. If you want to do a 72-hour stream, you could go.
I'll just
You
go
could
until I
go
can't, and then
like
I'll just crash, and then
you
I'll
could
just
go.
go until
Let's
the
say
end.
like 32 hours or something like that, and then
Mm,
like sleep 8 hours to go from 32 to 40 to like break it up into 32-hour sessions.
yeah.
Because then, like at 40 hours, you wake up and then boom, you're going for 32 more hours.
Yeah, I think honestly I could do it. Honestly, I just go until I can't go anymore, until I'm like literally passed out, and I sleep. I just crash, and then I wake up, and then I just go until I can't anymore, and then I crash, and then I do like the last little, do like the last little stretch, or maybe just like split in half like that. But I think I could. Honestly, I feel like I have enough, um, stamina, and if I don't have any kid
You gotta get
responsibilities,
unsick first, though.
yeah, 100%, 100%, 100%. Well, this is like a month. This is like a month and a half away. All right, but like I'm like no kids, like no responsibility. I'll just meal prep for the week, like for the 3 days, 4 days, whatever. And probably five. I'll probably meal prep for 5 days because that way the day before I can do like a bunch of prep for like getting everything situated as far as like social media posts and like just like getting my life together, making sure like I'm caught up on chores and everything like that. And then meal prep
Yeah.
for 5 days, and then the day afterwards, sleep, obviously, recoup, do nothing, and then the next day after that, like do recycle all the content and post it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it'd be a good idea, especially with this game. I feel like Call of Duty I could play for like a long time. But apparently now,
Well, yeah, with the matchmaking changed, I feel like I could play this game for like ever. Like I feel really confident in the fact that I could grind this game. Man, just looking at these guns on the screen.
I'm just so happy. I'm just so happy, bro. Um, so yeah, it's going to be good. I mean, obviously next week, we'll do like a full deep dive into the game, our thoughts
Yeah, we'll be able
after.
to give our thoughts on the game.
That's probably going to be the entire podcast next week. So I don't want to go too much into
Yeah.
detail today because I really want to reserve most of it for next week. But just something to keep in mind. In the next topic, something very actually kind of pissed me off, but also at the same time like I kind of understand. But I also kind of want to talk about a little other things that I've kind of seen about this. So, Grand Theft Auto 6. Sorry, I've been talking for way too long. Grand Theft Auto 6 has now been postponed again to now November of 2026, November 19th to be exact. So a year it's been postponed essentially. So they're supposed to release this this quarter.
It was supposed to release. Wasn't it like May was the release date? Was it originally? And now it's pushed back to November of next year, which will, well, with some of the things that I've already heard about the next COD, which is probably going to be MW4. Oh, COD might be in trouble because this game launching November 19th, which is no doubt like going to be right around where COD releases. I mean, COD will probably release before this if I had to guess, but I don't know, man. I I'll be very interested to see what happens to COD when this game drops. It dropping this late in the year and especially dropping in Q4 is gonna, any game that plans to drop in Q4 of next year is gonna be in trouble.
Yeah.
But I will say, like, in regards to the delay, like, I know people aren't very excited about the delay. uh, because it's already been long enough. It's been like they like officially reveal that this game was happening like 6 years ago or whatever.
Something like that.
Like
This game has been in development for a
it's
long time.
it's been a while.
And honestly, so I
Um,
saw this thing, and it was just like, this game has been delayed so many times, but it's because every single time the development team finds a bug that they know they can fix, they fix it and they postpone it.
yeah,
And they want this game to be
because that's what
perfect.
Tom Henderson said. They
Mm-hmm.
said like so. Tom Henderson, I saw this. He said that he's spoken to a bunch of people, and the game is basically completely finished content wise. They don't really have anything else left content wise. Like the game's good, but he said that they want to fix every bug and make sure this is perfect, or at least as perfect as possible. Like he said that if there is absolutely any bug that they can't fix, they will keep delaying the game.
Mm-hmm. Because they, I mean,
Which honestly, in this culture like of games right now, and this like the landscape of how games have been since like COVID,
mm-hmm.
I know people are not gonna like it, but this is what should be done with like every game.
Yeah, and also too though, like it kind of like reaffirms that, like, especially since like the game prices are increasing because of inflation and everything like that, like it makes you like, it makes you feel like you're actually getting your money's worth from the game because you know it's going to be good. Like if they're postponing it like this and they're
Well,
fixing every little
yeah,
mistake, you know that the game is going to be good and it's going to be worth the 80, 90, $100 that you spend on it.
yeah, because how many games since COVID, which granted, like some of the ones that were developed and released in like 2020, 2021, you can excuse a little bit because COVID threw the game development like landscape for a loop. But since COVID released, how many games have released that have just been like buggy messes and basically get released in beta for like 6 months, and then they finally fix everything, and it's time for a new game. That's happened to like countless amounts of games. Like it's been bad since COVID. I mean, that definitely was a problem before COVID, but like, man, recently, especially in the last like 2 3 years, it has been really really bad. I think the first like really big one. I mean, the first one for us COD fans was Cold War. I mean, we all know the story of like what happened with Cold War, um, and the reason why it was really bad at launch, as far as like bugs and like lack of content and all that. But like the first big game that had this issue was probably Cyberpunk, because Cyberpunk launched in like 2021 or 2022, and it was supposed to be huge, like one of the greatest games ever, and it had been worked on for so long, and it was really bad at launch.
Mm-hmm.
And like, it's the Cyberpunk is like a classic definition of like what's been happening with games, because it launched like really really bad, near unplayable state, especially on consoles, and then it took them a while to fix, and they just kept for months and months and months fixing everything. And finally, it got to like a pretty good state, and we saw that it actually was a really good game, to the point where, like, what, a year or two after it released, it won Game of the Year. Like, but it took a year or two for them just to get there,
Mm-hmm.
instead of them delaying it a year or two, fixing all those issues, and then releasing it and it launching in a really good state. So, as much as people don't like what's happening with GTA 6, you got to remember that they're doing this for the betterment of everybody.
Yeah.
And I promise you, you're going to love a GTA 6 that launches and is really good and has very minimal bugs and glitches and all that, over a GTA 6 that launches today and it's pretty bad.
Yeah, I think a lot of other developers should kind of take note of this, and I think we've probably talked about it, a couple other games that have been postponed quite a bit. Honestly, I'd rather have a postponed game that that is better on launch than than it launching on time and it
Well, I
missing
mean,
things like
think about the most classic example of the one that we covered for months, our
what
beloved
X
X Defiant.
Defiant. Yeah, I knew exactly what you were gonna say. Like they definitely like they postponed a lot, and they should have postponed before like committing honestly, and they weren't. Luckily for GTA 6, like it's kind of like a meme at this point. Like when it was announced, one of the dudes in my Discord for my esports club for my college was just like, I'm gonna get my degree before we get back like GTA 6, which is true. Like I'm gonna like walk across the stage and graduate college before we get GTA 6.
Yeah,
And we've been covering this
I
game since
mean,
my freshman year. Like,
and that's just, I mean, that's just how it goes. And I respect them for trying to fix everything, especially like because we remember how, even though we have aged quite a lot since this event, but we remember how GTA 5 launched.
mm-hmm.
Like, it was a huge, massively anticipated game. Not a great launch.
No,
Not, no, it was a little rough. Um, it was tough to see, but I mean, it obviously because it's GTA get rebounded, but they don't want to do that again. They want to have I think Rockstar sees like all these games just going under because of how bad the launches are, and they want to be that. They want to be that game that in a sea of games that launch really bad, they want to be that game that launches near perfect and is near flawless.
yeah, I think so. I think that's honestly what they're going for, and honestly, that's what most of these places should go for. I mean, you should be better. You should be doing different, and you should be looking to put out the best possible product you possibly can.
Yeah.
And that's what they're doing. And a lot of games don't do this anymore. Um, they don't put out their best possible product. That's why games that are put out by like smaller developers and stuff like that are doing better now because they put everything and they put everything into these games and they
That's
and
why
they put
indie
out the
games have blown up in the
yeah
last couple of years. Is
because they put
because
everything into
these
them.
indie devs do everything they can to make them good.
Mm-hmm.
If people report bugs, they listen and they fix them as soon as humanly possible. And like even with a lot of games that I'm seeing, like a lot of these indie games will take 3, 4, 5, 6 months to make a big update, but the big update is usually always good, not filled with bugs, has great content, doesn't have many issues, and if there are issues, they fix them really quickly.
Yeah.
And somehow all these AAA devs just don't do that.
Yeah, and it's an issue. So I mean, is any change gonna happen? I mean, hopefully, GTA 6 and Rockstar just being like the powerhouse that it is in the scene, and that they make a difference and start to set a new precedent, for a lot of these developers. But we'll have to wait and see, I guess. But I mean, I'm down to keep waiting for this game. I don't have money to buy it right now anyway, so by the time it actually comes out, maybe I'll have money to buy it.
I mean, maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. I've been broke for like the past like 6 years, so we'll see. Anyway, moving on to our last topic of the day. Because I have to go to the bathroom. So, but I know, shocker. I have to go to the bathroom during the podcast. Shocker. Anyway, so moving on to our reoccurring segment that we've had for the past few weeks. Deception's recap of his trucks round. Race number 3. Deception, take it away.
Yeah, Rockingham was a wild race. I put a lot more practice time going into it after. I definitely practiced quite a bit for North Wilkesboro, but it just there were things that when I was practicing did not go the way I thought they would during the race, and so I put a lot more time into practice for Rockingham to make sure that I covered all the bases, and I was like, okay, if this certain situation happens, then this is what I'm gonna do. I, after we've had 2 rounds of races that have went really long, in terms of like not having cautions, not having incidents, a bunch of long runs, I was like, I definitely want to focus on the long run, and try to make my car as good as possible in the long run. And it paid off. we had some long runs in both stages, and up until the end of the race, we had a long run, and I was putting myself in good position. Um, but what really popped off was toward the end of the race. So to preface this, we would run practice lobbies, like little practice races, just to drive and get the feel of the trucks before the race. Um, and we always ran on the qualifying settings. So the qualifying was a 7% race, which was 18 laps. Um, and so we were running these little 18 lap races, and like in the practice lobby, the races were really good. Like for 18 laps, the racing was great. We had some really good finishes in the practice lobbies, and I was like, if we get a late restart in this race, we're going to have an incredible finish. It's going to be amazing. And what do you know? That's exactly what happened. We did not have a single caution for incident, basically the whole race. And then we had a caution right at the end. And we had 15 to go, I think, when we went back green. And so I basically switched to a strategy of I pitted and made adjustments to make my truck as good as possible on the short run and to just try to get as good of a finish as possible. It knocked me a little bit back in the field because I pitted when some people didn't. But uh, we went off on the restart. And one of the things that I wish I could get back is the restart. We did not, uh, I did not have the greatest restart. But my truck was good enough that I quickly made the ground up that I lost to the point where a couple things go a little bit differently. If I maybe had like an extra lap or maybe would have gotten better on the restart, I would have won that race because I pulled my way all the way back up to the leaders and ended up finishing second, like a tenth of a second behind the leader
That is crazy,
at the
dude.
end.
It is actually crazy.
Very nearly. If I had one more lap, I win that. I was so fast at the end.
Look at you, man. You have like really like turned like you've really like focused and just like transcended your game and in the iRacing and sim racing space. So you're killing it, dude.
It was fun. It was a great race.
Yeah. Um. Amazing stuff. Anything else you want to talk about, quick?
I think we covered everything.
All right. I mean, next episode will probably be a little bit longer. We did get a little bit of a late start today, and my voice is still not quite there. Um, I need to go like drink some
We'll
more
probably have
water.
a lot of thoughts on COD.
We will have a lot of thoughts on COD. It'll be a nice, in-depth, great video. Podcast, stream, whatever. Video, stream, and podcast. All three of them wrapped into one. That's the beauty of the Climb Together podcast. Anyway, we've got some other stuff coming next week too. It was supposed to come this week, but I was sick, so it's been postponed. So next week, keep your eyes out. We got something else coming too. Yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in this episode of the Climb Together podcast. This has been episode number 137. If you guys enjoy, make sure you guys follow us on Twitch, twitch.tv/tonage_scorp and twitch.tv/deception276 to watch these streams live every Wednesday. And then also make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's my YouTube channel, Tonage Scorp, if you guys are watching live. And like the podcast. Check out the other episodes of the podcast, though. We go into depth about different things, different topics. Some are timeless, and some of them, they're just a little trip down memory lane. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Deception, say bye.
Bye.
See you guys next time. Peace.